There
I
we go.
got it. Got it. You know, it tells me that every time when you know what I'm saying? You know that?
Yeah, I did. Yep.
Yeah. It's just weird. It's like, yeah, I know. That's why I'm on here. Like, I wonder how many people were secretly recording people that they had to put that feature in there.
What did you see recently? I don't know if you saw the whole thing that Method Man put out about there was like a fan at one of the shows that got mad that he wasn't because he's not on a tour. He has like some acting shit going on.
Okay.
So like he posted
Oh,
this.
he wasn't on the Woo shit. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So he posted this live video, and then literally the reason I saw it is because it was on YouTube because somebody recorded it. And at the end of it, he was like, "Yeah, plus some of y'all motherfuckers probably recording this shit already. I'm gonna see it somewhere else," and that's exactly what they did.
That's funny. You know what? I know why people are mad because there's been a few tours in their time where he's one of the main ones that's not there, and that's just facts. I remember when I saw them in '97, he wasn't there on the Wu Tang Forever tour in Phoenix. Him and Old Dirty.
Yeah.
I remember meeting them all, and there was one thing where it was like, man, that's disappointing that Meth wasn't here.
Well, ODB is the. Only dude that I Oh shit! Hold on, let me put copies. ODB is the only dude that I never saw like live. I've seen every other member, but I've never even seen um I've never even seen Young Dirty Bastard replace ODB. I've never even seen that. Have you ever seen that? I haven't.
I think I saw video. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because I haven't seen Wu Tang recently. Like I haven't.
No.
I mean, like because back when I was seeing Wu Tang, like tickets were like 20, 25, $30. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yo,
now
you know the
they're
funny. I ever tell you the funny story about me seeing Wu Tang for the first time? My brother and his rap partner Cash, shout out to them. They were called No Question back then. They opened up for Wu in Phoenix, right?
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
I was already gonna have backstage, but there was a mama joke contest at like fucking 1 a.m. on Power 92 back then, the radio station. And I won the mama joke contest and got two free tickets to Wu Tang. So I gave him the two homies and was just like, yo, here you go. You know what I'm saying? I'm already backstage. You know what I'm saying?
Because you was already getting in.
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
That's
You see what
dope
I'm
though.
saying?
Yeah,
I
but
didn't
that's
know
dope.
yet. Yeah, yeah, it was
That's
fucking
dope.
funny. You know, but you know what the funny thing is? I stole, I wasn't doing comedy then. I stole two jokes from In Living Color and it worked. I just said, fuck it, I'm winning this shit. One I didn't. I forget where I heard it, but you know, mama jokes back then, everybody was recycling them anyway, right?
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
one,
I've heard the same mama jokes like 1,000
yeah,
times.
and so I could tell the dude on the radio just by his voice and shit. And the way he talked, I could tell it was black dude. So I go, yeah, your mama's so black. You had to have two. It was, they got two, you got two, and it was your mama's so black. You put her in a bottle. She Pepsi, right? And then the other one was your mama's so fat she plays kickball with the earth.
It's funny that you remember those. That's the
I remember the
funniest part.
two.
That's
I
the
remember the
funniest
two
part
for
about
sure.
it that you remember. That's
I
crazy.
won Wu Tang tickets. That was big.
All right, he's coming in right now.
All right.
That's hilarious, man. I'm gonna be sending out these invites while we're doing this too, like I've been doing.
Yeah, I can't do it because it's on my laptop. Well, one, I can't use my laptop right now. Long story, but um, while I'm on the phone too, it's not really. I can't do it. So I'm not gonna be able to see the comments and all that too.
Oh yeah, our tune back in
Yeah.
to make sure we're all good and everything like that.
Where
I think we need.
but I could have done it. I just didn't get it set up fast enough, brother. You know what I'm saying? My computer takes 15 minutes to load up. That's why I'm glad I got this other laptop. I just got to get Reason on that other laptop now. Yeah.
Yo,
Peace.
Peace.
peace. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening with you, man?
Same suit, putting up with it. What's up with you?
What's going
Good,
on,
man? Good to meet you. I know you know Danku, right? But Ram. I go by Ram, man. Ram Bunks.
It's good
Ram.
to meet you, man. Good to
Yeah,
meet you.
yeah.
What's happening? What's happening?
Yeah, me and I remember I think I was talking with you briefly a while, but I mean, it's been a while. Talked with you briefly on the messenger. We were going to do a joint at one point in time, but then I think you kind of like weren't moving to do music. I remember I sent you a
Yeah,
couple joints.
vaguely, I told my people, I said, your name looked familiar to me. Like I
Yeah.
seen, so I know we had communicated in the past, but I'm here though. What's good, bro?
What's up, man? You still on
What's up?
you still on your vacation out there? Is that what?
No.
Okay, because I was like,
We
oh
actually
man,
got
I was like,
no,
I didn't
no,
want to
no,
dip
no.
into that.
We actually got home yesterday, so I'm at home now.
Okay,
Where was you
that's
vacationing?
Cool. We went to the South Jersey Shore, so we were in a
Okay.
town called Little Egg Harbor Township. So it was cool. The kids had a good time. We family had a good time. S'mores by the fire pit and all that good
That's what's
stuff.
up.
So
Yeah.
So we was good. I appreciate it though. But we lit.
That's what's
I'm
up.
here now, bro. Back to work.
That's
yeah,
what's
man.
up.
Yeah, I saw y'all was catching you were catching all them crabs out there, man. Like
Yeah,
off
we
the
did all
pier.
right. Yeah, we did all right. I caught a little over a half a dozen, close to about a full dozen.
Oh shit. That's what's up. You get to keep them?
Yeah.
Like it's like fishing or anything else?
Oh yeah, you dump the crab cage in the water, you put the butterfish in there as bait, you come back in like
Oh, no
20
shit.
minutes. Yeah, and you just keep checking every 20, 30 minutes, pull crates back up,
Is
take
that
them
a
out of there, put them in a cooler, then you put them
is
in
that
a
a norm?
pot.
Is that a normal thing on that up in that area? Like like everybody just knows you can go do this? I ain't never heard
I
of
mean,
that.
I guess for people that are locals there, like I guess
Yeah.
that's something that they do. I mean, I like my family was always big into like hunting and fishing and stuff like
Oh,
that.
that's
So
what's
as a
up.
kid, I've seen my uncle do it. I've just never done it on my own. So, but it was a cool experience, and my kids had a good time. So I was good with it,
Yeah. Shit, that's survival shit right there, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
you know
facts.
what I'm
At least I
saying?
know I won't go hungry. So
I'm saying
in the
ain't no
worst
food.
case
Yeah, ain't
scenario.
no food shortage when you can catch crab, yo.
It's not just a hat rack, bro. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, at least we know we good on that note. So I'm
Yeah,
happy. Like I said, as long as the kids had a good time, I was okay with it. You feel me?
Yeah,
yeah.
man. So
Yeah,
all
bro.
right, so let's dive in, man. So
Shoot.
you came up in the music during the time where you needed to basically be like on a label, like to put out music, and then
Mm-hmm.
you catapult, because I've been listening to the new joints. I listened to a bunch, and they're all fire. But I
Thank you,
wanted
bro.
it's crazy because you came up during a time during the labels, and then you jump all the way to this new age, this digital age. What
Uh-huh.
what do you think is the biggest difference and hardship of trying to do music now as opposed to back then, like putting it out? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you're right when you say it's very different. Like the more I go along, I see how much of a different ball game it is. I guess if you had to say, and I wouldn't really call it a problem in the bigger sense, but I think oversaturation could
Mm,
become a problem.
Yeah, I
So
think it
it's
might have already
definitely,
become a problem.
yeah, so you definitely now have to go harder to distinguish yourself from everything that's going on.
Mm.
But there's so many pros now to what could be done. I mean, like, we had to manually go to DJs and give them the records and
yeah.
go to nightclubs and service the record. And,
Yeah.
in some cases,
Quick question: was it an automatic?
mhm.
I mean, I think I know the answer to this, but you say when you had to go to DJs and hope they play it, or was it an automatic, or was it a develop? What is it? Was it a build?
Nah, like, I mean, thank God I never had an experience where we had to twist anybody's arm figuratively to play the songs
Right.
we were giving them. And I think that we knew that we had fire. We
Yeah.
just knew that we had to do everything in our power to get it exposed properly.
Mm.
So now, but we never had an issue, thank God. And I would tell people all the time, I would be like, this is the song. If you like it, play it. If you don't, break that shit over your knee. You never see me again. So and I guess that was, youthful arrogance, bro. You confident, like beyond compare when you young, so you don't really care about, you just have that thing with you where you like, yo, I know I got heat, so maybe a little brash at times, but we were very confident in what we was doing, and we knew we were on to something. We didn't know how big it was, but we knew it was different, and we knew it was distinguishable. So if you fast forward to now, I think maybe oversaturation is the only thing that, and like I said, it's not, I don't want to say it's a problem, but it can become an issue. So it forces you to have to expose yourself and use all the tools available to get yourself out there. And that honestly is good, because then that puts you into a regimen of things that you have to do to get your product out there. And you just go and you do and you work.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Because I remember I reached out to you. Me and my dude Ram, we had a previous podcast called Pick Apart the Passion. Then we rebranded, and now we started doing Live from the Den, which it's
congrats,
it's just,
bro.
Yeah, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's kind of like a whole different vibe of what we're doing now. We're kind of just free form, but not kind of just going with the flow of things. Like that's why we started. That's why we started just talking about like your vacation a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't need to we don't need to get like crazy like, oh well, let me make sure I touch on this and touch on this. We're just kind of going with it. You know what I'm saying? But
you just going where the wind blows. I feel you.
Yeah, we used to play tracks and then talk about them and kind of break it down. That's why it was called Pick Apart the Passion. Like that's how that was the format. Now we just like, let's just have a good conversation. Basically,
that's good, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just reintroduce a new model. People go through that all the time. So I get it completely. We cool so far though. I like the den. The den is what's up.
Word up. Because when I previously reached out to you, your people hit me back and told me that you wanted to get on more towards the time when the album was ready to drop. So then so now I was looking more into it, and the album was going to be 3016, right? Was the record?
Yeah, it's still 3016.
So that is still coming, even though you're.
Oh yeah,
because you've been dropping like consistent singles. So that's why I kind of started with the idea of this new age that we're in. I didn't know if you kind of went to the format to where you think singles are more, hitting people as far as that goes compared to an album base.
I mean, honestly, I think one of the best parts now about things is that you don't have any, there's no true way. There's no one way to do it. It's not like back in the days where everything was, you do step A and then you do step B and that leads to step C, and then you take your 3 months for your setup and then you release your project. And the world moves a lot faster now, and news becomes old in 2 seconds these days. So,
literally, yeah.
Exactly. But I think one of the dopest parts about, the way things are now is you don't at all have to rush to do anything, and you don't at all have to follow anyone's cookie cutter template of how to release your projects. Now you can pretty much move the way that you feel comfortable, and you move according to what your marks are. It's not as though, it's not like like I said, like you have to follow that format of your key regions and you release this and that release leads to this, and your biggest song is usually your second or third release. So there's all these things that are just out the window that, people thinking outside of the box because of the way things are now. So
you make your own structure, right? Is that kind of what you say? You kind of make your own structure.
Yeah, and I'm not like, me personally, I've never been anybody to rush the process. Like I don't believe in that. I think that when all of the things that you do come into, when they reach their apex and when that feeling hits where you know the momentum is there and you know you've created enough of an anticipation and you can move how you feel accordingly, you know. So it's good to have that much liberty as an artist, you know, but the album is definitely still on its way without question.
Right on, right on. You got a date, or is that asking too much?
Tentatively, I mean, it's funny because every time that I say, okay, we're good, and like, all right, I'm ready to let it out now, then I'll end up going back in the studio and I'll be like, damn, wait, hold on. So
what do you create? Do you create more music, or?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm having like I'm consistently in the studio no matter where I am, you know, making more music. And that's a good thing, you know. So
yeah.
As it stands now, the project will more than likely be out before Christmas time.
Dope.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So
and
I'm looking
already
forward to it.
You already got a plan like merch, or do you think, I mean, now that you're more of a family man, is there going to be any kind of touring, or you kind of just letting it out and then?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Like, I'm looking forward to getting back out there and performing for people and, you know, going around the country and even going out of the country. So, and granted, it's a little bit different now, you know, being dad and, you know, owning a small business and all the things that come with life outside of, you know, what I do musically, but you make it work. If it's what you want to do, you make it work. So I'm excited about all of it. But yeah, there's definitely touring in the future.
That's dope. Well, if you hit Milwaukee, or if you hit Chicago, and you need a dope opener, I'm just putting my name in the hat.
Say less, bro. Say less. Yeah. You know what I mean? Say less. We'll talk to Ali and Shampoo, see what they say. And if it's a go with them, it's a go with me, bro.
Word up.
Yeah.
So what?
Go ahead.
Oh, you got something?
Go ahead.
So I mean, you can jump in anytime, man. You know
Ram is cool breezing it right now. Ram
I'm straight. Yeah, I'm a little high, you know.
I'm right here, bro.
Go ahead.
You
if I remember my question later, cool. If not, you know.
Cool. If not, same thing. Yeah, bro. We good. What's up, though, T? Hit us, T. You had a serious, provocative question.
It wasn't hardcore serious. I might have had to focus, but it wasn't hardcore serious. I just wanted so like since you announced the 3016 record, you put out 5 different singles, I believe. Smoke.
Is it 5?
One, I think it is. Smoke.
Yeah, Smoke. The
one. First
Got
Take.
him.
Yeah. And The Bag.
Right. The Bag just dropped. First Take kinda isn't out yet, but The Bag is the latest single that we put out.
Okay. So out of those 5, what would you say is your favorite right now? That's out there in the world.
Oh man. That's hard. I really couldn't say because the only reason I say I couldn't say is because I'm having so much fun just creating and leveling up in terms of my abilities as an artist that like I couldn't choose one because each one of them represents a certain pocket at a certain time, you know. So I mean, I love Got 'Em because it has a nostalgic feel to it. And it's one of those tracks that just lets you rhyme. You know, you just go in beast mode and you shoot bars off. And
yeah.
I love
that, Joe. I love.
Yeah, and I love Smoke because it's just it's an affirmation, you know, when you listen to it. And I love The One because it's very introspective, and I love The Bag because it's just me bigging up, you know, all my young G's that's out there. So they each one of them are personal to me, you know, but I couldn't rightfully say this one stands above the rest. I love them all, but you ain't even here to, please. You didn't even see that. I got a lot of hydrogen bombs and napalm right now, so I'm just like I said, I'm excited, bro.
That's
Yeah.
dope. That's super dope.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's a
So,
good feeling. I definitely, it's a good feeling. I can't wait for y'all to hear it.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
You
I was gonna ask, we were talking about the cookie cutter formula that used to exist, and we were talking about that. Has that ever, have you ever felt any pressure to make a certain type of song or do a certain type of thing because of that? Or have you always said, I'm just gonna do what I do and let it ride? In terms of inspiration, you know what I'm saying? In terms of how you get
Yeah.
inspired to make music.
I don't know if you would say pressure, but I definitely felt like, okay, there's like content and songs that you absolutely have to have because this was the norm.
Right.
And I think the way it is now, all of that has been
It's gone.
thrown out the window.
Right.
And that feels good because, like I said, it's like taking the shackles off of all artists' wrists, figuratively. It's like letting you be able to have that freedom to no hold barred, express yourself the way you want. And then again, at the end of the day, it all depends on what you want out of it. You know, so if you're the person that, you know, you just want to express yourself musically and you could care less if it was one person or 1 million people, then you can choose that path. You know, if you're the person that, you know, your goal is at the end of it all to have this and obtain this and be able to give yourself space to do something afterwards, then I think you're probably going to move a little more strategic, you know. So while a great deal of everything that existed, you know, when I first got into music is been turned on its ear, there's still those universal rules that no matter what happens, they're gonna always apply. So really, bro, it just depends, Ram, on like what you want it all to add up to in the end. You know, and I think the model that I'm following now is it's kind of a hybrid of both. You know, so I can't say that I'm not saying to myself, okay, it would be a good idea to make this song with this content. And, you know, and then I can't say that I don't say to myself, it would be a good idea to make this song to, you know, for those people that have always been there for you over the years. And then there's, okay, but we can also experiment with this. And if this comes out great, then there's room for this too.
Yeah.
So, you know,
I feel that.
You got to do what works for you, bro. And right now, the way that we're moving, like, it works for me.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's up. Oh shit, I keep hitting this damn table. My bad, y'all.
Yeah, bro.
Go ahead, Duncan.
I mean, you early on, like you started. You were in the ring with all the. I mean, you yourself have been on joints with legends just like yourself. You know what I'm saying? You've been in the ring. You've been on joints with Jay. You've been on joints with X. You've been on joints with Diddy. Like all that. Like how does that feel now? Like looking back at it, like does it feel like some, because there's new MCs that are out here that look up to you, look up to all these people, and then it's something that they might never get to be a part of, accomplish. You know what I'm saying? So like, how does that feel now? Like looking back at your whole career up to where you're at now, moving forward. You know what I mean?
It's flattering, bro. You know, it's flattering, and I think Jay-Z says he got a cool line in the God Did song, and he says something like we don't believe our lives ourselves, or like something to the extent of like it's so unbelievable we don't believe it. And that's kind of how it feels, you know, like you hope that you leave an impact. I don't think any artist out there, you know, doesn't want to leave an impact, you know. So if you just hope for that and you get that, and then it goes into something that like you could have never imagined, then it's an awesome feeling, bro. So to be able to look back and say, yeah, I did do that with X, or yeah, I did do that with Rule, or yeah, I did do that with Hove, or I mean, on a personal level, it's amazing, you know, and I'm appreciative to no end, you know, and then from the level of people accepting it and digging it and holding on to it over the years, it's immeasurable. You can't put any, you know, like there's no word to measure how you feel about that, you know, so it's amazing. I'm appreciative to no end about it, and it's mind blowing, you know. And like I said, sometimes you gotta ask yourself, yo, did that really happen? Did I really do that? Like, and then you tell yourself, you're like, yeah, you did, bro. Like, yeah, you know, and that feels good. So I'm just overjoyed that I could have left any mark, and then I'm just happy beyond measure that, you know, I guess if I'm regarded in that sense, then that's amazing, bro. You know.
Well,
that's for sure.
yeah, because I mean, now in the age that we're in,
Mhm.
I feel like when I make music personally, I gotta constantly put shit out, because if I'm not constantly working, constantly moving, in the age that we're in now, people forget about you.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
when you already had put a mark in hip hop back in the day, even if you're, you know, not putting out music for a minute, I feel like you step back in and it's like you never left. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like
I
people,
appreciate that. That's what's
well,
up.
I feel like people are still very responsive to you coming back into the game full force. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Mhm.
kind of like, even if you stepped away for a while with the music, like putting out records consistently, now that you're back doing it, and you're about to go full force on them, it's like, it's, yeah, like I said, I mean, it's like you never left. But then there's people I know where like
Mhm.
they step away for a year and they're expecting people to be like, oh wow, he's back. I was waiting for this, but literally nobody cares.
If that's the reception and the perception, then I'm thankful to no end. You know, like I just like making music, bro. You know, and I think um I think one of the things I did allow myself to learn by taking time off is it's okay to love it and adore it and want to be a part of it and do it, but it's not your everything. And at no point should you allow it to become your everything. You can give your all to it. You can, you know, and you're supposed to, you know, like
Mhm.
give it your all, go hard, go the extra mile, like do all of those things so that at the end of it, you know, I just say to myself, as long as in the end, if I'm able to sit back and listen to it and ask myself, is there anything else you could have done to make this is, you know, as much of a project as you wanted to? Is there anything else that you could have done? If I'm able to say to myself, no, you gave it everything you could, then that's good enough for me, bro. You understand what I'm saying? So like I said, I think taking a step back from it allowed me to say to myself, yeah, it's cool, but it's not everything. You know what I mean? You can give it everything in you, but it's not everything. And if I look at it that way, then I don't so much worry about what may not, what is, what isn't. None of that shit. You know, I don't even allow that energy to seep into my creative process. But if that's how, you know, if
Yeah, that's
that's what the
important,
weather
right?
is, yeah. But if that's what the weather is outside, then I'm appreciative, bro. I'm glad that I have a open door policy, I guess, with hip hop. Thank you. You know, real talk.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a great metaphor for it too.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
bro.
I got a question, and going back. I mean, since he's telling, you know, since he's saying that, this actually might not have shit to do with it, to be honest, man. But what's your, just being honest.
Shoot,
but
man, let's hear
it. What's your best fan story and your craziest fan story? Like somebody that bugged out on you and you're like, what the fuck? And then somebody who did something super appreciative or whatever. Or something somebody said, or like the best and worst fan story.
Oh man, best and worst fan story. I don't know if it would be a best or a worst, but I think one thing.
Just give us a crazy one or whatever.
Like one time I think I had like some stalker, and she was from France, and she was like sending the label like cut out pictures of like us married and like all this crazy artwork, and I was like, and to get, and like to so much so that to the point the label like actually was concerned for my safety, and they're like,
shit.
yo, yeah, I think she had actually flown from France to like New York and tried to go up to the label or whatever, and they were like, really
so that's not even funny. I'm sorry.
No, like she like flew, yeah. And the vice president of TVT, she was like really nervous for me, and I was like laughing it off at the time, but I think it was just because I couldn't believe anybody would put that much stock into me as a person. Like I was just like, please, if you had to be with me for 24 hours, you would probably rip all of the artwork up that you made or whatever. But that sticks out. And then I think I did a show or something. I can't remember where we were, but my road manager and myself, we were like in an airport or something like that, and some girl like saw me and she wanted my autograph, but she just started shaking and crying, and then my manager was like, yo, why is she crying? I was like, I don't know. And he's like, yo, kid, you be making people cry out here. And I'm like, okay. So but she's the sweetest person, and I felt bad, and I just wanted to make her feel like, yo, it's okay. I'm like, please don't cry. Like I know you're crying for a good thing, but it was just so weird to me, So I don't know that they were.
That's two good answers right there.
So those kind of stick out in my kind of That's
what's up. So I just want to say for the listeners and people who watch this, it's the second time I don't ask the question on this show that I thought was just gonna be funny. You know what I mean? And it ended up being that it was really danger for the person. I asked
the one you just asked.
Yeah,
but Rim, that's not your fault, bro.
It's just funny to me. I'm not tripping. It's just funny to me because I asked the Kill from J5, Kill the MC. Peace, man. He had people had been saying he's Tupac. Have you heard this? And but he actually got death threats and shit. And I'm like, oh shit, my bad. Like, so I just think it's funny.
And that's crazy. They're like, weird things could happen, bro. Weird things could happen. But you take it with a grain of salt.
Of course.
You take it with a grain of salt.
Since he brought that randomly up, have you ever been mistaken as a different celebrity?
Oh hell yeah. Dave Chappelle, Rod Strickland.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I can see Rod Strickland a little bit.
Prodigy, like some dude kept calling me Mobb Deep Prodigy in France. And I was like, all right. But yeah, plenty of time. Like Cannabis, Cassidy. So it's happened to me frequent. But you just play it off, you just shake your head, and you're like, you shake the head and you walk away like, yo, I'm not Prodigy, but that's all right, cool.
Was it a show, and then like you go on stage and then you're doing your own joints? He's like, wait a second, why ain't he doing?
Sometimes it was shows, or sometimes it would just be in passing. Like people walk past, yo, Dave Chappelle. Like, no, I'm not fucking Dave Chappelle, but it's cool. All right.
Is that the one you get the most? Is Dave Chappelle?
That and Rod Strickland.
Okay.
That or Rod Strickland.
I mean, they aren't bad. That's not bad. I mean,
Next-
yeah, it could be worse. Like, you could mistake
they
me
could be
for
like,
somebody
oh,
completely loud.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
One is like king of Netflix, and the other one is like, Queensbridge
Yeah.
legend. So I
Next-
can't go
Right.
wrong. And the
Right.
other one is a basketball legend. So
Right,
I can't
right,
go wrong
right.
anyway.
next
Take it like you get it.
next time they Dave Chappelle, you just gotta tell them a joke, man.
Yeah.
I don't even be doing that. I just like laugh with them, and I'll be like, all right,
Yeah.
whatever, cool.
What the five fingers say to the face?
Yeah, right. Rick James bitch and all that shit. So
Anyway.
it's cool though.
That's funny.
Yeah, bro. It's cool though.
Go ahead.
So I'm a huge foodie type person, right? So I just want to know your favorite spot in New York for food ever, because I go there every once in a while, and next time I go there, I want to have the best shit ever.
We have a lot of good food. So to say one spot is just, you can't pick one spot. One of my favorite spots is Cat. Like, I can't pass Cat Delicatessen and not get a pastrami sandwich from Cat. Like, which is funny because the other day at the studio, Katz is downtown in downtown Manhattan.
Okay.
But it's a very well-known deli. Like, they film When Harry Met Sally there, and if you go into Katz, it's a very legendary deli. But there's no pastrami in the world like Katz. So
that's what's up.
I went there the other day because I got to the studio early, and you could walk, there from the studio. So I walked. I went to Katz, got a sandwich, and then one of my buddies comes to the studio, and he brought me another Katz sandwich. And if you've ever seen a Katz pastrami, they're like this big. So there's there's no way you can finish one by yourself. And so I ended up with like 4, which was great for me. So that was heavy.
It works.
But Katz is one spot. Peter Luger's is definitely another spot. Like, their steak is amazing. It'll always be amazing. And then there's a lot of little restaurants around New York City that make excellent food. So I'm thankful for that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Austin right now, Austin, Texas. And that's one thing I love most about this place is the food, man. It's crazy, man. Like, I've had some of the best fried
barbecue out there. Like,
that's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah.
There's some fried chicken out here I had that's the best fried chicken I've ever had in my life. I mean, it's just,
there's good fried chicken there. And I think like there's like 3 barbecue spots in Texas that are like top ranked in the nation.
Yeah.
I know. Sure. I think there's one in Austin. I know there's one that's like close to Dallas.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it was the best barbecue food I ever had in my life. You have excellent food in Texas.
It's good.
Like,
it's good. I just moved here, but it's good, man. It's
I envy you, Ram, because I would be, if I lived out there, I'd have barbecue every day. No bullshit.
Well, it's expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, it is, and the portions aren't that big because they're so good. They don't hike the prices up. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's what it is.
I gotta remember the name of the spot and tell you where it is, because it looked like the Flintstones, like Bam Bam, like a brontosaurus. Like, it was amazing. And I'm so mad that I can't remember the name of this spot. Like, and I saw it on Barbecue Pitmaster. Like, I watched that. So to actually be able to go eat at one of the spots I saw in Pitmasters, it was heaven, bro. But you have good food out there. Don't deprive yourself, bro.
Oh, I don't know. I do indulge as much as I can. You know what I'm saying?
Please do, bro. The next time you go, just think of me, man. And yeah, bro. I can't wait to get back out to Texas to eat. Hell yeah.
That's funny.
You ever been out to Milwaukee? I'm based in Milwaukee. You ever been out here?
I gotta adjust real quick, y'all.
I think maybe once or twice. I can't rightfully say because I've been all over the place, but I believe so. I don't know if I stayed there for like a long enough period to move around. I think whatever it was, I was just in and out.
Yeah, I mean most tours, most tours just skip around Milwaukee because Milwaukee's not on one of the main highway channels. They usually just hit Chicago and then they just keep going. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is a cool city. I mean, it's a little, there's some rough shit out here. Like where I'm at is kind of rough, but it is a cool city, like as a whole. Like, I always shout out Milwaukee, always give it love, like when I do music shit. But yeah, man. I mean, if you ever make it out here again, I mean, let
Oh,
me know, man.
absolutely, man. I want to see as much as I can of the states and the world. So yeah, I'll definitely make my way out there. Hopefully, that's somewhere where when I am running around on tour, that's one of the spots I get to stop at. So we'll see what's up.
Yeah.
Y'all got good barbecue?
It's kind.
Nah, I ain't fucking with you.
There's
Look,
actually
man, he fucked it up. He
there's
fucked
actually,
up, right?
yo,
He's dumb slow on the barbecue. We don't really have to. Nah, I'm not
weak.
coming out there.
A week.
I mean, there's a couple spots. Well, see, I've been to all the dope barbecue spots. I've been to Memphis. I've been at Nashville.
Right.
I've been
Kansas City.
Kansas.
Yeah.
I've been to all those spots, so I know all the dopest barbecue is in those spots. So up here, like when you have barbecue, I'm kind of just like, all right, it's good, but it ain't that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's kind of what it is.
Yeah, when I was last back in Wisconsin, somebody was trying to get me to go get tacos, and I'm like, you don't understand. I don't want it. Oh, sorry, y'all. I don't want a taco from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Not in Wisconsin. I just had I can go down the block and have some of the best
What do
tacos
y'all
I've ever had in my life.
So T, what food like are you guys known for?
Well,
in Milwaukee.
I mean, like there's a lot of like cheese curds are big here because cheese is like a big thing.
Yeah, but that's like pre-game shit, bro.
I know.
Like,
it ain't.
That's because all they doing is drinking at sporting events and shit here.
Yeah, that's like finger food
and going
shit,
to festivals.
Bro. Like
I used to live there first. So.
He said bratwurst.
Bratwurst. There's a lot of places.
They got a thing called Bratfest where in Madison. I used to live 2 hours north of Dankou from Milwaukee in Madison, and they have a thing called Bratfest, and it's just a bunch of people drinking beer, listening to music, and eating brats.
That's all like that's in the glizzy envelope, bro. You know what I mean? I feel kind of crazy participating with the glizzy envelope, so maybe I'll just pack lunch when I come out there, bro.
Yo, you ever think about stand-up comedy?
Nah, bro.
I'm over here weak.
He put it out there. He's like, yeah, we got bratwurst. I'm like, where they do that at? Like, well, I don't know how enthused that could be about like that. Like that's just like super glizzy. And then
we've had spots that were on shows. Like there's this place Comet, right? True. There's this place Comet that's been on TV shows where they the thing about Comet is it's a cafe spot, but the thing special about them is anything you order comes instead with a side of fries, it comes with a side of bacon.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. What? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I remember actually there was a bar in Wisconsin somewhere where if you ordered a certain amount of Pabst Blue Ribbon, like tall boys or something.
So you're gonna die of cholesterol. Like your cholesterol is gonna be like 1,000,000 when you leave Wisconsin. Everything comes with bacon.
You would buy Pabst Ribbon and they would give you a pound of bacon with it. I was fucking with it, but it already expired. They ain't do it no more. But I would do it a couple times.
T might not be the person to like. Here's the pros of Milwaukee. It might not be for you to do that, bro. We might have to get somebody else to. But there's special places everywhere, so I'm with it. I'm with it. Just I'm not going to Glizzy King though. Like, nah, bro. We gotta find somewhere else, bro.
I mean, yeah. we can move on.
Yeah, fact. Yeah, we gotta find something else to do while I'm out there with y'all, bro. Yeah.
Damn.
Oh man, that's too funny. I'm sorry.
With you. Shout out.
No,
to
it's
Milwaukee.
funny. That's funny.
No, all day. Bratwurst and mad bacon.
What's your favorite city besides New York, just to be in?
Ah, man, bro. There's so many. I love LA. Like, I definitely love going to LA. I love Atlanta.
Okay.
I love Florida, Miami, like going there.
Yeah.
I love Dallas, like Texas, going around that area. So there's a couple of places. There's definitely a couple of places that you know.
I was
can't
curious.
Yeah, definitely. But I just love exploring, and I just love, seeing everything that's out there that you just don't normally get to see because you don't get to see all of these places. So I just am big on soaking up the experience wherever I go,
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I love exploring too. Like it's like one of the funnest things for me. Like when I tour, I love to see other spots when I'm on tour. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny you had mentioned L.A., Miami. I was actually recently on a tour with Snow Goons from out of Europe, and DJ Illegal was telling me, I was like, oh, have you ever been to LA? Have you ever been to Miami? Have you played any of those spots? He's like, no, we were supposed to, and then we didn't, but I don't really care for it out there because he don't like tropical shit. And I thought that was weird. I thought it was weird because, they're from like Europe. Like, does it ever get tropical in Europe? I don't know.
He said he don't like tropical.
No,
I don't know.
He said he had no interest in like because like they've toured the US but more upper East Coast. And I asked him if they ever hit Florida because like I've hit Florida before and I thought it was dope down there. But he said he wasn't really interested in like any tropical climate spots.
Where were they from?
So he's DJ Legal's from Germany, Stuttgart, and Sick Nature's from Copenhagen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh
Denmark?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Denmark is like that's shout out Team Elite, and that's like a second home to me. So
that's dope.
Yeah, I mean I'm familiar with slogans and all, but at the end of the day, to each his own. Whatever floats your boat,
Yeah.
He might not be ready for all of that, bro. Or that might not feel snow gooning to him or whatever. So it is what it is. No disrespect. I'll just be to each his own, so he might not dig that vibe, and I could understand that. Everything ain't for everybody, everybody ain't for everything, but that's cool, That's just weird. I could never not love LA or never not love Miami or like, nah, man.
And just being by the ocean, man, that's my shit.
Yeah, that's jet skis and seafood. Like those two things. Yeah, like I would never have a problem with jet skis or seafood.
Right.
That's crazy.
What other interests, like what do you do and interest you entertainment wise besides music? Like you're into fighting, like MMA, boxing, what sports, movies, what's your thing?
I watch a lot of football, definitely.
Okay.
Football, baseball, basketball. Like in my house, we get up to Good Morning Football like every day.
All New York teams?
We're a Giants house, like, and that's
yeah.
So you can't, like, in New York, you can't be one and the other and live in the same house.
Yeah.
So we're big blue in here, but I mean, aside from that, I enjoy reading. I enjoy video games. I enjoy movies. I enjoy but I enjoy just driving around, like a good drive, going around, stuff like that.
That's so.
I try and whatever it is that floats my boat that I dig is usually what you could catch me doing. I like fixing things. So if I have to repair this or, make something better than what it was, or I'm big into that.
That's interesting right there.
That's about it. You know,
Yeah.
I like drawing. I like reading. So there's a lot. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot.
Yeah. Word.
But
Word.
music is always somehow a part of anything I'm doing. So
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
That's
always.
interesting.
So
Yeah.
Did you grow up
Well,
with a lot of music in the household? Is that what kind of drove you into wanting to create?
um I wouldn't say it was any more music in my household than anybody else's coming up. You know, my parents liked what they liked, they played what they played. I think for me it was more so just, you know, you just like what you like, and whatever it is that's out there for you will cause you to be a part of it. You know, and I guess I gravitated to art and music as a kid,
yeah.
and I just never deviated from that. Art, music, and sports were all I knew as a kid. You know,
Yeah.
so that's pretty much where my comfort zone has always been.
Hmm.
I don't know any. Are there any comment questions? Anybody got said anything in the comments?
Yeah, let's give a shout out to the people that are tuned in. Chris Baldwin.
Peace,
He
peace.
actually said the I'm So High remix is his shit. Power
I
92,
appreciate that, bro.
Power 92, Richmond, Virginia is where he's at.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Shouts out to Dominic Stockman. That's my dude from Microphone Misfits. They're actually going to be on tour soon. I'm going to be playing some shows with them.
Dope.
And then shouts out to Willie Scandals, also in the chat. And he had commented earlier on when you were talking about how you he basically was just saying options are a beautiful thing to have in life, like to be able to have different options. And yeah, those are the main comments in the
That's
chat right
Cool,
I was just
cool.
curious. Yeah. Word. Um,
That's what's up.
I don't know. There's a lot of questions I guess. I didn't want to get too much into the music history because we had already. But who are some of your favorite MCs in general? Like just, and I know you gotta be, you know, I know that's a question a lot of people might ask, but like who inspires you like still, and who is some of your just favorite to listen to?
Oh, there's so many. Rakim definitely inspired me.
Yeah,
Cool G Rap,
right.
Large Pro, uh, Nas, Big, J,
Yeah.
LL, Pooh Bar,
Grand
um,
Poopers. That's one a lot of people don't mention actually. They should more. Yeah.
Special Ed, Slick Rick. You know, to me, those were the usual, you know, and then now,
Yeah.
like even now, Drake inspires me, Lil Wayne inspires me, Lil Durk inspires me, Baby inspires me.
Yeah.
So there's so many, you know, there's people outside of hip hop, you know, that inspire
I
me.
was gonna
Sting
ask that next
inspires
section. I
me.
was gonna ask that. Yeah.
Yeah, Sting inspires me. Chris Martin, Coldplay, they inspire me. Rage Against the Machine, Led Zeppelin, early U2 stuff, Van Halen, Stevie Wonder, Bob
Nice.
Marley,
Yeah.
a lot of people, bro. A lot of people inspire me.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few in there that I think some people might not expect, but like Coldplay, I like Coldplay, and a lot of people wouldn't expect it, but
Yeah, I
that's dope.
think Chris Martin's like one of the greatest songwriters ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up.
Prince, how could I forget Prince? Prince,
Yeah.
one of the greatest songwriters like ever to walk the face of the earth. So definitely. If it works for me, if I could hear it and if I could get something out of it, I don't be giving a fuck who sang it. You know, like if it resonates with me, that's all that's important. You know.
Oh, go ahead, nigga. Sorry.
What would you say is your go-to formula when it comes to writing songs? Do you listen to a beat first and then vibe to the beat, or do you just pen lyrics that you think of and then put them to a beat later, or is it just, or is it a combination of both? Like, what's the process?
I would say it's a little of both. Like, I think earlier in my career, it would always be, I would listen to the beat, and then from there I would kind of construct the song. And then I think as time went on and I started to realize that you have to be, ready at all times, then I would stop writing, and I would more so like write it all upstairs in my head. And then, you just, or I would build the song right there on the spot at the studio. I would listen to the song. Like now I think I do that a lot more. I'll hear the track, and I may have a couple of bars that I have in mind to start it with. Or I might have nothing at all and go to the studio and be like, I have no idea what I'm getting ready to say today. And then I'll hear the beat and I'll be like, oh, okay. And I'll go smoke a cigarette and I'll just start, I'll see it in my head, and then I'll come in. And so it's a bit of a mixture of both, Sometimes I'll let the vibe dictate everything, and other times I'll say to myself, it's very important and it's very critical that you have attention to detail. And, so sometimes I'll see what the music is telling me to put to it.
That's crazy. Because I feel like, Ram, we've talked to other artists, like earlier artists that have been doing it for a minute. We talked to other artists, and I feel like they've said that they've, put together tracks in their head, and then they would go to the studio. And like when I write a song, I always just write it out, whatever. But I'm actually real good at freestyling, like off the top. But I don't really use the freestyles for songs. So that's why. But it's crazy that I feel like that was a process for a lot of earlier MCs. Like I feel like a lot of there's like Chip Fu told me he would just
right in the head, you
in
mean?
his head, and then just go. I mean, obviously we've heard people like Jay-Z does stuff like that sometimes. So it's crazy to me that artists earlier on did that, because now you see people that are afraid to do like free, not saying it's freestyle shit, but like literally you came up with it, you held it in the head, and then you go into the studio and you lay it down. Like that's like that's a talent in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people can't do that shit.
It's cool. I mean, I can't speak for anyone else. I just know for me, sometimes my mind is just firing off so much that for me to sit there and write it all out, it would kind of slow me down thought wise. Like, how do I explain it? Like you're so excited to get the words out that to have to sit there and write all those words, it's like, yo, come on, that's taking too much time.
No, I get
and
that.
You just want to right, and you just want to let it out. And then I noticed too that sometimes you just want that the spontaneity of that for the vibe of the song you doing. And if you sit and you concentrate and you dwell on things, it allows you that space to kind of bring things down emotionally, because you're constructing it and you're saying it over and over, and you get to a bar and then you're like, all right, I need a word that rhymes with such and such, but I need it to make sense, and I need it to keep this whole shit going. that whole process for me, I noticed it would take away from the conversation aspect of a song. So if I want the
Okay.
song to sound like I'm talking to you or I'm talking with you, then I don't want it to sound as though I had a minute to reflect over the way that I feel.
That's interesting.
Pardon me, I wanted you to, like, whatever it is I'm saying, I wanted you to feel that the way that I thought it, the way that I hear me saying it, boom. And so I started noticing that if I didn't write in a traditional sense that way, then I could capture those raw emotions in terms of how you project what you're saying to somebody. Now, in the opposite aspect, if I want it to be something where, as I said, I want you to be able to picture the entire landscape, then it may serve me better to sit there and to really say, okay, but I want you to notice the red shoes that dude has on. I want you to notice the watch and the way that guy's shirt is on the cuff or whatever. Or I want you to notice that car and that make and that model and that paint job and all those little details that make a story. It may serve me better to sit, and because then I'm not so much thinking of the emotion, I'm thinking more so of the tale that I'm telling. So it could go both ways. It could go both ways.
Yeah, that's dope. That's a very good explanation. I'm just sitting there, excuse me, I was just sitting there thinking like, yeah, this is on point. Because
Yeah,
really
look
is.
at Ram. I see the smoke coming out of your ears right now, bro. Like, yo, maybe I'm gonna try that.
Well, it's just,
bro.
well, I mean, no. What it is?
Nah, I'm fucking with you, Ram. Relax.
No, but what's funny? I was thinking of the similarities to how I approach some of the same things you were saying. That's all I was thinking. I was just thinking, and also that it's a different way than I think in some ways. Like I guess I was going back to what Denku said. I freestyle hooks a lot, like a singing hooks, or when there's melody,
that's
especially.
And that's a perfect
it's because
example.
Right, because I need to catch that feeling within the hook and that the note, like the way I'm singing it in every way. You know what I'm saying? So
because you might say something just rhyming off your head that you would have never said sitting there trying to concentrate and type that shit in your notepad or write that shit with a pen. The flow, you lighten it up. You just said something, and niggas be like, yo, what the fuck you just said? And you be like, I don't even know. But that's the hook. That's the perfect example. Perfect example, bro.
Yeah, I can't do that for verses because I think too much about what I want to say. So I type it in my phone, which is fucking far advancement from using the pen. And I'm like, yo, fuck,
don't feel bad. We all do. I do it sometimes. I'll jot an idea down on my notepad, or I'll jot the whole verses is hitting me in my notepad. So
I've gotten fast with it.
Cool, bro.
Hey man, I love it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You ever think about getting into film or anything like that? Or have you done films? I'm
like I did a couple of films earlier on in my career, and I know like now that's part of the plan, with things that I have up and coming. So I'm looking forward to getting into acting again and doing stuff of that nature. It's fun.
That's what's up. So you have some stuff in the works, but you can't talk about it, basically, kind of thing.
Pretty much.
I'll just say,
Very perceptive young man. Pretty much. So I had to give the generic PR answer. So but it's all right. You'll know, like when you'll be like, oh, that's what he was talking about. Yeah.
No, I know what you
That's
said.
dope.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Dave.
What's something? I mean, I think we don't want to keep you too long, but what's something you would want to pass off to an up and coming aspiring artist if they want to think about taking music seriously? What's something that you would want to provide them with, like as a thought, idea, inspiration?
Just give it your all. Just give it everything you can. Like, eat it, sleep it, breathe it. Let it become your religion. Get up early for it, stay up late for it, work for it. And don't ever doubt yourself. And don't ever doubt what it's telling you to do and where it's telling you to go and who it's telling you to be and what it's telling you to say. Have full belief in you. Have full belief in your abilities and dedicate yourself to it. Make it your religion. You know, and if you love it that much, it'll love you back that much. You only get out of shit in life what you put into it. So it isn't rocket science, and it's not, you know, you don't have to pull a sword from a stone. Just go. And if you feel compelled to do it, and if you feel that you have to do it because life would never be the same if you didn't, then give that shit every party and go and be great. And that's it.
I think that's a great way to end it right there, man.
That is. That's great.
Perfect words right there. Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, you know, we usually do
That's
hours.
North Texas barbecue, Ram. That's what that is. North Texas barbecue, my friend. All right. I don't know about. We gotta fix shit up out there in Milwaukee. I don't know about that. But Ram, Texas barbecue.
If you ever come through Austin, holla at me. Let's go.
I'm fucking with you, T. I got love for you, T.
Hey man, it was good to meet you, man.
I know some good spots out here. I know some good spots.
I believe that. And I believe in light of this interview, you will go very hard to make sure I am at an optimum spot when I come to your side of the world. No glizzies at all.
Yo,
no
that's
extra
too
bacon. No.
Yeah, man.
No.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
So yeah, this has been great, man. This has been live from the den. Danku,
Yes.
Rambunctious. We got
Thank
Mike
you, everybody,
Geronimo in the house.
Yeah, bro. I'm so glad I did this with y'all, man. Thanks.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Bro. Like,
Yeah, sure.
I appreciate it. I definitely. I'm glad I was here. Shout out my team. YMVS, you know what it is. Captain Shampoo. Shout out to Captain Shampoo. Shout out to my sis Allie and the PR. My whole Q&B squad. 36.
Thank y'all for making that happen, by the way.
Yeah. 36
I know they work.
is the project. Yeah, everybody, we all hands on deck. So, but like I said, I'm having a time of my life doing it. I'm excited about it.
That's what's up.
I definitely feel like it's gonna be something else for me. Like, did you do that? Yeah, you did. You know, so I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it all.
So stay tuned, everybody. 3016 coming, Mike Geronimo.
Yes,
get it in them Christmas stockings, is what he's saying. You know?
Yeah.
You said before Christmas.
That's right.
You know what I mean? There you go.
That's right. Stocking
Peace,
stuff
man.
to see that. Ram is all right by me.
It's marketing. You know what I'm saying?
Not just a hat rack. Not just a hat rack.
I like that saying. I might steal that. I'm just playing. I'm playing.
Appreciate you.
It's cool.
Appreciate you.
Likewise, I appreciate y'all as well, man.
Sure.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right.
Yeah,
all right, Danko. I'll let you, man. Peace,
Yeah.
everybody.
Blessings.
One.